Hi Libra, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of March 18th through the 24th. This is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising signs. So Libra, for this reading, I am using the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck along with the Moonology Oracle. Alright, and so at the bottom of the deck, interesting, Ace of Swords here. So for some of you, there could be some Librans that you're getting down to the bottom of something. You could be seeing someone or something clearly here this week. Let's see. Such an interesting reading. So the Ace of Swords for me can represent very significant communication. So some of you could be hearing something. You could be hearing the truth. There could be clarity that's coming in. You could be seeing something clearly here this week. Now, what's interesting is we have the moon as the overall energy. Now, we do have a full moon, excuse me. I believe it's on the 20th here this week. So we do have a full moon. And, you know, if I'm correct, I actually think it is in your sign. So that's quite interesting. I'm just double checking on that right now. Let me see here. Yeah, we do actually. We have a full moon on the 20th, and that's in your sign. And so we do have the moon here as the overall energy. So that's interesting because for me, the moon, it can represent that uncertainty. Some of you could have been dealing with a situation that maybe there was a lot of unknowns with this. Maybe things were up in the air. There might have been some confusion, or just not all is known. And so here this week you could be hearing something. You could be finding something out. There could be some sort of truth that's maybe surfacing. And also the moon likes to keep things in the dark or keep things hidden. And so some of you could be finding something out here this week, Libra, with that Ace of Swords, seeing something clearly. Some of you, you know, if you've been dealing with confusion or lies, you know, cutting to the truth of the matter, basically, maybe cutting through that confusion and you know, getting down to the bottom of something for some of you. Now, we're starting with the world, and if I remember correctly, I think the world has been coming up for you guys quite a bit, with the weeklies, maybe the monthlies as well. And so, for many of you, a phase, a chapter of your life is completing. So I always say with the world, it is a process. It does not happen overnight. So for some of you, that's why it's been maybe showing up here recently quite a bit, because you are going through this process. It does take time. For me, the world is a very blessed energy. You've successfully completed like a phase or a chapter of your life, and you are moving into that next chapter or phase, whatever you want to call it. It's just going to take some time. And for some of you, maybe, you know, you've been dealing with this energy. Not all has been known. There's, you know, been some uncertainty here. You know, we did have Mercury in retrograde. It's still in retrograde, I believe, to the 28th. And so a lot of people have been dealing with, you know, tricky energy. And so you, Libra, definitely might have been dealing with some confusion. Now we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, and then mirroring the Six of Swords, we do have the Chariot. So for some of you, physical travel is going to be coming up for you. Maybe you're moving house, and with the moon, you know, maybe not all is known. There's some uncertainty around this matter. Maybe you guys are dealing with like a property matter or something like that. Others, you know, physical travel could be coming up. If you're not moving, maybe you have to travel for work, or maybe that's something that you've wanted to do, was move forward or travel. But maybe there's been some uncertainty or some confusion with this matter. But you do have some sixes here. So sixes for me, if the energy has just completely felt out of balance and all over the place and maybe very emotional, the energy here this week at some point will balance itself out and will feel a lot lighter with the Six of Swords. Maybe some of you need to maybe meditate, spend some time alone. That might be helpful. But we do have the Ten of Rods. So we have the World, we have the Ten of Rods, which can indicate, you know, something coming to a close here. Maybe it's been a difficult time with the Ten of Rods. Something's been stressful, something's been weighing on you, but you've been dealing with it with the Ten of Rods. You know, it's a heavy load, but you've been carrying it, you haven't dropped it. The energy will, at some point for you guys, feel a little bit lighter and easier here. Most likely, Libra, that's after the full moon. Seven of Pentacles is that you've planted those seeds, you've invested, you know, you've worked very hard, you've planted those seeds, but I feel like you've had to be patient, you've had to wait. Now, there could be some Librans that you've been waiting on a decision, waiting on something to come through. But it is just a matter of time. And the Chariot is the ultimate victory card. And then the Ace of Swords, Libra, is another card of victory. But for me, it's victory after dealing with challenges, hurdles, blockages. You know, you've had to overcome certain things, you've had to maybe really persevere, and this is your perseverance paying off. So we do have two cards of victory here. Now, what's interesting, Libra, is when I just lifted up this Ace of Swords, I will show you this because we have the Devil underneath it. And so some of you Librans could be using the sword and severing ties, but you might be in the process here. For some of you that I'm reading for, this won't happen maybe here all in 1 week. It might be a process for you. So maybe some of you are freeing yourself from something that's no longer serving you. So a living environment, a work environment, a relationship, a bad habit, something in your life that wasn't good for you. For some of you, it can even be like a negative frame of mind, you thinking negatively, because this combination is speaking about a lot of fear. And so maybe some of you are conquering your fears here at this time. And again, you are in this process here. And maybe not all is known. Now, if you are trying to make some changes in your life at this time and you are trying to free yourself, what can help some of you is maybe being a little bit more flexible at this time. Yes, needing to listen to your intuition. Maybe some of you even need to maybe keep things to yourself, but maybe needing to be a little flexible here at this time. And with the Lovers card, you might need to make an important decision. It might not be the easiest with this combination. Some of you, you have maybe an important decision to make, but with the Ten of Rods, it's not the easiest. And then we do have the Queen of Swords here. And so I'm definitely reading for some female Librans. But you are empowered. You're in the driver's seat. So even if you're dealing with this tricky energy and there's uncertainty and not all is known and there's confusion and you're having to be patient, you're still in this driver's seat. And some of you are still freeing yourself. Yeah, some of you will use the sword with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. You will use that sword even if you're having difficulty when it comes to making a decision here. You will be able to eventually make that decision. Again, some of you might need to be flexible. If a relationship is weighing on you here this week, Libra, for those of you that are partnered and a relationship is a little challenging here this week, My advice for you guys would be to be a little bit more flexible with your partner. There also could be some Librans that I'm reading for that maybe your partner's a little stubborn. So both of you may be needing to compromise. That's what, you know, relationships are all about. But let's pull you an additional guidance card, Libra. All right. Interesting. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. So, you know, we seen what was at the bottom of the deck, Libra. We had the Eight of Swords with the Devil. And so that, for me, can speak about fear, tremendous fear for some of you. So if you're a Libra and you're overthinking things, or maybe you're telling yourself you're not good enough, you know, that's not the case. There also could be some Librans that you're dealing with a Virgo. There could be a Virgo individual who's significant. Maybe this is your partner. But you are good enough. And you are empowered. You are in the driver's seat. So just know that. All right, Libra. So I hope that you found this reading helpful. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you are interested in having a private reading, please check out northeasttarot.com. Have a great week.